My name is Mark Friedman. I practice with my son and Matt Friedman in Encino, California. And I've been a MacPractice user since I think about 1990, something like that.
Hi, my name is Helen Chang. I'm an office manager at Dr. Eddie Chang's office in Temecula, California. I've been working with MacPractice for about 3 years now.
My name is Joseph. I work at Just for Kids Dentist, and I'm in charge of billing, insurance, as well as some of the IT problems or issues we may have with MacPractice, if there are any. Also just manipulating and using the software.
Hi, I'm Eddie, and I'm a pediatric dentist, and I've been practicing for 13 years. And I started in the age of where it was all papers, and once I decided to get my own office, which was 3 years ago, I wanted to go paperless, save some trees, and now I'm completely paperless with MacPractice.
Software, you can't run your practice without software, so we love MacPractice. It's very easy to use. We love it.
You know, I think it's difficult to say one feature of MacPractice. For our practice, and for a lot of dentists, I think it's staff managing the interface. Everyone is familiar with a Mac interface, and there's just comfort there. So retraining and working with the interface is, I think, the best feature of working with MacPractice.
The ease of everything, just the interface is very smooth. Also, the iPad, where it works with the iPad, I can show my patients pictures on the iPad, the x-rays, where the cavity is. It's very easy. Just hold up the iPad.
My favorite things about MacPractice would be that it's easy to use. Not only easy to use, it's reliable. The IT guys on the other line, if you were to call in for any issues, are always available. They're able to tether right into the monitor, help you with any issues that you might have, rather than calling someone out to the office and spending a couple $1,000s to have them troubleshoot the entire software program, computer, etc.
Well, I came into the office about 5.5 years ago, so it was already there and in place, but it was very easy to adapt to using MacPractice. And then we changed our Chino Hills office to using it as well.
It's actually very easy, just because the functionality of the entire program itself, there aren't a whole lot of buttons to click. So if there is something that we need to illustrate or show to, say, the patient or the patient parent in our office setting, we're able to just turn the screen around, do a couple clicks. We don't have to worry about violating HIPAA, showing other patients' information, or accidentally clicking on something else. It's really easy to use, easy to manipulate again.
It's pretty funny. Apple computers just were easier for me to understand in the beginning, and so I had invested in having some Apple computers, and so we looked around for a product that we could run on our Macs, and MacPractice really was the main product that I saw available.
I found how easy it was to just work with scheduling, even accounting, and even just simple things like attaching patient files into the computer. It was just such an easy transition for me.
So I'm in the process of opening up a new office, and the office I'm in right now, they're using Dentrix. And the Dentrix is very difficult to use, so I'm switching over to MacPractice, and I just can't wait to use it.
MacPractice support has improved dramatically. So many times we call in and we'd have to get a call back. Now, with live chat, 99% of our issues are solved in 5 minutes or less, and it really has been a time saver for us.
So the support system is so easy to use. So you can either message them and they get back to you right away there, or they call you back, but they're always very fast and always very, very friendly, so it's easy to use.
Oh, sure. Mobile technology is part of our entire practice. We have about 15 iPads throughout the entire practice, used for different purposes. So patients check in on the iPad, fill out their health histories on the iPad, and we use technology for texting patients. And that's just easier on the Apple platform, on the Mac platform.
We do use iPads. We use them to check in patients, initial check-in, as well as any updates, insurance updates. We've actually implemented a completely paperless system with a few apps available on Apple as well, HIPAA compliant, and so we're dealing with no paper, insurance breakdown, financial agreement forms, to estimates, to treatment consent forms. Everything is done on the iPad, and so when the parents come in, they're completely excited about not having to fill out a stack of paperwork or, running through a stack of paperwork, and it's just all visible right there on the iPad.
But the MacPractice it's just like an iPad. Everything's just simple, easy to do, easy to check in patients, and so there's a lot of great things to say about MacPractice.
With Clipboard app, they're able to check in on the iPad, and it just goes right into the MacPractice, and you don't have to spend time putting them in the computer. The patients already do it when they sign in.
Hi, this is Dr. Paul Feuerstein, Technology Editor of Dentistry Today. And I came back to visit with Mark Hollis. Mark, how you been?
Good. How have you been, Paul?
Very, very good. I came by the dental show that you're at, and I saw something interesting going on here. I saw some people that were showing the product for the first time.
Right.
But also, you seem to have a lot of users that came back to the booth. First, they came to say thanks for doing this project for us. They love the Mac system. And they're asking some more advanced questions. And I thought, well, instead of coming to the booth, there must be a better way.
Well, there's lots of ways to do that. And you're right. You're absolutely right that when a dentist picks a software developer and a software product, they're actually creating a relationship with the company. So it's actually very important for them to understand the company and the resources that we have. I think we have about 130 employees in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Oh, yeah.
And we have a training department. We have a large support department. We have about 35 in our engineering and design that continuously improve and enhance the product and take advantage of new technology that Apple makes available to us.
But I was very impressed with the passion of I'll call them customers for lack of a better word, but they'd come in, they would smile, hi Mark, how's things? Everything's going great,
Well, they feel like they're partners in the process because we listen very closely to them, and the software develops in response to their input. But one of the great ways in order to be able for them to learn and also to develop that relationship even closer is to attend a user conference.
Oh.
And so we have user conferences once or twice every year.
Wow.
And
obviously the current users get invited to these things?
That's correct. They all get invited. We have a track for dental. And when they come, they learn about everything that's new. So would you like to know what they're going to learn at the upcoming user conference?
Sure.
As an example, because we have these every year.
Obviously there's updates. First of all, there are updates to the process, and also you can always use updated information of old things. You have new people coming into the offices also.
That's correct. And that would be enough if we didn't have the government involved in our business, but we also have the government involved in the business, and they're constantly tweaking it and giving more information. So what's happening this year is that in July, we'll have clients coming and they'll be learning about our software version 5.1. And the major new features of that product have to do with communications. They have to do with the ability to send and receive fax from within the application. They have the ability to be able to communicate with patients by providing a patient portal so patients can actually get online, and they could use secure messaging, which avoids the HIPAA violations that can count as much as $50,000 penalties versus email. I recently saw a study, Paul, the other day that said that 93% of physicians are sending emails and violating HIPAA.
Oh,
that's 93%.
We know that.
So it's unbelievable.
Now, what if you have a user who's been with MacPractice for a long time, and they just need a little brush up on some of the things that are happening?
Well, this is a great time to come. We actually have, the courses are designed so that beginners can come and more advanced people can come. We have a lot of tracks. We bring in our best national trainers to come in and train, as well as our training team. And then we also have people that come in with certain expertise. So we have people, for example, for those that are demonstrating meaningful use with certified software, we have people that will come in and work with them. If we have a dentist, for example, that's doing medical billing, I don't know if you're aware of this, but if you're doing medical billing, the entire United States is changing the coding system to ICD-10, and it's mandated on October 1 of this year. On October 1, if they don't use ICD-10, they're not going to get paid. So if a dentist, for example, that's doing sleep apnea, or they're doing TMJ, or their oral surgeon, they're going to find that they have to actually use ICD-10 on this October 1, or they're not going to be getting paid.
And obviously they've learned how to use this at the user conference, and they could probably get that information from you directly anyway if they couldn't make it to the conference, I'm sure.
Yes.
So is all this information on the website?
The information about the user conference is
Yeah.
on the website. The other thing that happens is they get to meet other users.
Oh, yes.
And they get to share in courses
That's
with
very
other
valuable.
users.
Very valuable.
And then we get to listen, and also Patrick, my business partner
Sure.
that's out in Lincoln, Nebraska, he and I will be there, we'll be present.
You brainstorm
and
with
we'll
people
be,
and get
we'll,
feedback and say, hey, that's
Right.
a good idea for the new software, the new upgrade, et cetera, et cetera.
Right, and
That's amazing.
And we'll be delivering keynotes, and they will have an opportunity to interact with us, and we'll be able to share with them privileged information about what the future of MacPractice is.
That's great. So the basic information is on the MacPractice website, which I believe is macpractice.com.
That's right.
And
That's right.
Mark, you know what? This sounds like a great thing. Have a lot of fun wherever this conference is. And thanks very, very much.